Hey, what's going on, YouTube? I'm back with another part of video, like a second half. Give you some major and minor chords again, but adding a little more jazz chords with it, putting like some sevens, ninths, or different things like that. I'm trying to keep it very basic because I kind of want you, to learn your triads first, then advance to the seventh, and then, to the ninths and elevens, things like that. So I don't want to throw too much at you at one time. But basically, what I usually do is just kind of give you a basic structure first, which I will do. Just give you a basic structure of the format of chords, how they are lined up in the majors and minors and things like that. And I introduce a new chord to you, which is a dominant chord, and we'll talk about that a little later when we get to that chord. And then what I'll do is I'll go back after I give you the base the chords that you can pick out in the C flat. I'm sorry, C sharp or D flat major scale. Then I go back and give you chords that are used the most in gospel in the key of D flat or whatever. And I give you more of those. I give you those as well. First, we'll start on the what we call a C sharp or D flat major seven chord, which is consists of you got C sharp, F, A flat, C, and of course you can invert that. The inversion go the same way that you used to invert triads. Now you just have four notes you have to invert, and you can simply do that by just moving the C sharp, putting it on top, and now you have F, A flat, C, C sharp. You can invert it again by moving the F on top, and now you have A flat, C, C sharp, F, and then move it again, put A flat on top. Now you have C, C sharp, F, A flat, and then you move it back to root position. Uh, what I won't do, I won't too much spend time on each inversion of the chord because now I think you kind of have a basic concept of the chord. You find out the root chord, and then you just keep moving it down and keep inverting it until you get back to where you started at. And that's all the basic concept of inversions is. So I don't think I'll show you a few more inversions, but I won't, spend too much time on it because that can take up a lot of time. Here on YouTube, it can take up a lot of time, showing inversions and things like that. Which you have the concept of it is to take your root position note and just move it down and keep moving it down till you go back to where you started, which is the root, till you end up back where you started, which is the root position. And that's the whole key that you have with triads. You had three, now you just got an extra note, which is four. And the same concept is the same thing. It's the same concept. Just keep moving it down. The next chord what we have is our two chord, which is E flat, and what you have is an E flat minor seven, which consists of E flat, L sharp, B flat, C sharp, and you can invert that by moving the E flat down. Now you have it L sharp, B flat, C sharp, E flat. Then you move it down again. To put L sharp on top, you have B flat, C sharp, E flat, L sharp. Move it again to put B flat on top. You have C sharp, E flat, L sharp, B flat. Then you move it again. Put C sharp back on top, which will bring you back into root position. So the concept stays the same. You just keep moving it now until you come back to your root position. On the next chord, now what we introduced, we had an F minor. Now we adding a seven to that. So now you have an F minor seven, and that the notes for that is F, A flat, C, E flat, and then I'll do one more inversion for you, and then after that you can give me the answers to the rest of the inversions um, in the key, and we'll move that down. Put F on top. Now I have A flat, C, E flat, F. I want to put my A flat on top, so now I have C, E flat, F, A flat, and invert it again. I have E flat, F, A flat, C, and move it back down. I'm in root position back where I started. Um, the next chord will be the four chord, which is a F sharp major seven. And the notes for that is F sharp, B flat, C sharp, F. And I want you to give me the inversions to that. I'm not going to break the inversion down with that. I want you to give them to me. And our next note, what we have is the fifth, which is A flat. A flat is the fifth, and C sharp. And this chord is the fifth, but this chord is what I told you about earlier, is the dominant chord. And the purpose of the dominant chord is that it want to push you back to the one. And I'll give you an example. That dominant chord just it pushes. It just you can tell a song in it has that tendency to want to push you back to the one. And the notes for the dominant chord is A flat, C, E flat, F sharp, and that's your A flat dominant seven. And you could the versions go the same way that any other version go, and the name of the chord just changed to a dominant. But that dominant chord has a tendency of wanting to push you to that one. It just resolves to that one. And anytime you're dealing with a lot of jazz chords and things like that, that five is always dominant. Majority of the time in songs, that five always pretty much set you up to go back to the one. Your next chord you have is your B flat minor seven, which is the sixth scale degree. The notes for that is B flat, C sharp, F, A flat. And I want you to give me the inversions for that as well. And then your next note, what you have will be is your C. This is a C minor flat five, flat seven. So it's another ugly jazz chord. The notes for that is C, E flat, F sharp, B flat, and that's a C. Actually, it's a C minor flat five chord. That's what you could call it. That or it's different names you can call it, but I just prefer to say C minor seven flat five, and that's what we'll call it. We'll call it a C minor seven flat five, and then push it back to C sharp major seven. And those pretty much the chords when pretty much dealing and learning songs. And the bass notes stay the same concept. If you got a C sharp bass, then do a C sharp chord. F bass, do an F chord. And so you can kind of listen to the record or your own taste and kind of pick which inversions you like to use with whatever your bass note is of that chord. So it's kind of like your preference and what you want to use. And the good thing about that is that those jazz chords definitely make your playing sound good. And I do a little something to kind of show you how make it sound with the using those jazz chords. But you can't get out of your major chords as well, your basic triad chords, because gospel music is kind of shifting over to the contemporary Christian style, and a lot of those stuff is basic chords, and they're not a lot of musicians you might hear do a lot of jazz chords in contemporary Christian songs, but there's nothing wrong with that. But I like to stick to the genre of the song. If the song calls for it to be basic, I like to keep it basic, and or whatever. But it's nothing wrong with flipping songs. Don't get me wrong, but I just kind of like to stick to the sound of the song because it kind of make you you as a musician, it kind of make you sound versatile as well when you can, play different styles of songs and not just always trying to make everything sound gospel because it really don't do the song justice. And a lot of times those pretty basic simple chords they have in the songs, I mean, that's really all you need because the words be so powerful a lot of times. So you don't have to have all those fat chords and things. So don't forget about your major chords because you will use them in a lot of songs. And like I say, gospel music is kind of making that shift over to the more contemporary Christian. So it's only some basic chords, not so much all those fat jazz chords and things like that. So when you giving a CD or whatever, try to stay true to the record because my mentality is I never know when an artist might want me to play for them, but if I come there with a fat sound that they not used to hearing, and a lot of times a lot of artists like for the band to play like that record, and so it's good to just stay there because you never know when you might be asked to accommodate an artist. You just want to stay as close as possible to what they want, and which is the record or whatever. So don't forget about your triads and your basic chords. They will come in handy. Trust me. Uh, and let me give you an example of how the jazz chords work, things like that. What I do a simple progression. I do a 1 4. I'm sorry, a 1 3 4, then 2 5 1, and show you how they would sound. Using the jazz chords that I just showed you. So I have my one, and I will be using different inversions. So you can, like I said, get a piece of paper and write down each chord and the version that is associated with that each chord, and keep it by your keyboard because the more you use it, and the more you see it, and the more you play, it, and the more you come across in the songs, it'll become second nature to you. So here goes just a progression. There's no song, just a simple progression. 1 3 4 2 5 1. And as you know, the one is C sharp, my three is F, 4 is F sharp, 2 is E flat, 5 is A flat, and my one is C sharp. So here we go. And so that's how and you like that full sound that those major sevens and minor sevens give you. It just give you a like a fatness. Now it can now now I would go back and show you me doing. I'm gonna do the same progression 1 3 4 2 5 1, but I'm gonna use major chords and it can sound pretty. And I'll do it with major chords, making it sound pretty. It's possible. So you give it the major chords kind of give it almost like a classical feel, a nice pretty sound or whatever. So it's good. You can mix it up. Now you have chords in your vocabulary where you have your major chords, and then you have your big fat jazz chords or whatever. So you can kind of flip out in between both and use them how you want to use them or whatnot. I think that's pretty much it. Key thing is definitely learn those chords. They'll be real helpful to you. I thought I was going to be able to break down, kind of give you an insight of which chords go, that are used kind of like the most when you're learning songs or whatever. But I'm not for sure how many minutes I have on here. So I'm at 14 minutes now. So what I'll do is just make another video showing you which chords are used the most in in the different songs or whatever in gospel music. What you'll come across the most 9 times out of 10 when you're playing in the key of D flat.